Let me ask you a question. Do you feel content and happy all the time? Do you enjoy moment by moment your life, whatever happens? Well, probably not, right? That's okay. That's being human. But I'm gonna make a point in this video that can completely transform your life in the way you understand it and the way you perceive it and the way you understand what reality is. So what we're discussing in this video, I know you may be a nice person and you have actually a nice life and you feel good many times. But we're discussing what happens, why suddenly you just feel bad. There are days that, for many people, that you cannot, don't feel like seeing people or getting out of bed, or just feel discontent about yourself, about your job, the world, everything. You may not like your body. Who knows? Whatever it is, the important thing to notice is that all these low moments are actually self created. And I'm gonna give you the tool to transform that and to be able to uplift this baseline. If you bring up these low moments and you keep the good ones, why not? Then you're ready to live a great life. So, the important thing to notice from the beginning is that you're missing some piece of information. There is a blind spot in the way you are seeing and understanding this world. Otherwise, you will always feel good. So there is something that creates this accumulation of something and suddenly you just feel bad. And you don't know why. You just sometimes you just feel bad. But most of the time it's worse than that. Because the reason why we get trapped sometimes in the vicious circles, I mean, if you get angry to someone else, it could go on and on for days or even for the rest of your life. If you get angry with a member of your family or something like that, it could just go on forever. So to not get trapped in these vicious circles, what you have to do is to notice what's actually happening in your perception of the event. Let me explain this more on spot. For example, I have my phone in here. And if you have your phone around, just pick it up and just notice, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your phone? Apparently, not much. Oh, just my phone. But actually, you do feel a lot about your phone. Not just to mention that you probably are expecting some messages, you want to check on certain messages, you may have work related emails to answer and you don't like that, to do lists that you haven't finished, or you may even looking at your phone like entertainment, video games, YouTube, and whatever it is already creating a strong reaction in you. Like everything depends on your phone. Of course, what will happen if you will lose your phone or you forget your phone? Then suddenly, oh yeah, I know this, the attachment you have to your phone. So think about not just about the phone. What I'm trying to say in this video is that you have also emotions regarding the pen you see, regarding everything you see around. And that is, in the end, what is changing and unbalancing your life in a way that is unnoticeable. So we need to fine tune to really understand what's happening. So you can just snap it and notice when you're going off rail and not enjoying your life way quicker than you think. So, as I explained yesterday's video, there are no neutral thoughts. You can go back to that video if you want to see what I mean by that. But basically, the point that I was making is that every thought you have is whether good or bad for you, meaning that is pushing you towards fear and unbalancing you and creating chaos in your mind, or it is rearranging and ordering and creating good. Even the most casual thoughts in your life are creating like that. Well, the same thing goes for any object that you're seeing right now. I don't know the room where you are, what is there, maybe a chair, maybe a table, maybe a window, a wall, whatever is there, you're having a reaction to all of that all the time. It's just that your brain considers that ordinary and you bypass it. But this is exactly where the mojo, this is exactly how this can absolutely transform every moment of your life. And you understand that you are reacting to everything you interact with. It's creating an emotion in you. But that may feel still very frustrating because you'll say, yeah, well, I don't want to see this guy at work, or there are certain things you're just in your life that you may, yeah, what happens? They are real, they are there, and this making me feel bad. Well, that's actually not the case. There is a lot of explanation about in the previous video on how your sensory information is around like 11 million of beats per second. And what your brain is processing is 50 beats per second. So go and check that. There's a solid reasons on why you're actually not perceiving the world as it is. But in this video, I want to focus on one specific aspect of it, which is that, which is that you think, for example, pick an apple. You think you're seeing an apple, but the truth is that the proportion of your experience of the apple that is real, that is sensory data, is 10%. So if it was an image of an apple, it will be just a 10% that is actually the real apple. This is science. I'm not making this up. This is not some woo-woo or any spiritual kind of conclusion anyone got. This is, well, actually does correlate 100%. I was actually yesterday talking to a very well-renowned, world-class Zen master, and we were discussing exactly this topic, and we were discussing brain science. And this is science. 90% of what you are seeing is actually processed by your brain. So if you have the image of the apple, 10% will be the actual sensory input of the apple. That's why you can communicate with other people about apples. But everybody has a completely different experience of the apple, that specific apple or apples in general. People will have different memories, different associations, different thoughts about apples, and they consequently will feel differently about an apple. Some people will love apples, some people may hate apples. Why not? So imagine from what you see from an apple, 90% of it is actually not real. So you get enough information like pixels, like a 10% of pixels of the thing, and 90% of the pixels of what you swear it's real, it is actually processed and made up by your brain completely. So it's all based on your memories, what happened to you previously with apples, and it's based on predictions, like, or it could base, for example, a specific case of an apple, it could be that you're hunger, you have hunger or you're not, you're not hungry. So you may feel that you want to eat it or not. So that may create a very strong reaction to you about that. And this is just an apple. Imagine that everything you're seeing all the time around you is actually creating a reaction in you. But the important point in here is that you swear your emotions just reflect what the reality of everything you see. But this is not the case. And this is difficult to do with stuff you don't like. This is another scientific way of talking about forgiveness. This is a scientific way of talking about enlightenment. Because what we're discussing in here is that what you see is 90% something your brain made up, which means think about this as freedom. So instead of going around and thinking, oh, this is just a neutral wall, oh, this is just a neutral, have a guitar in here or a couch, or no, they're not neutral. They're all of them based on your own memories and mental activity. It could be expressed by a lot of processing and thinking. You're having a lot of reactions to that, and everything is making you feel things. But what you don't notice is that you're feeling trapped in yourself. That's why some people in the same situation, some of them will be happy, some of them will be miserable. And the situation is the same job, the same salary, the same environment. And some of them will be fairly happy and some of them will be miserable. And this is happening to you. And this should give you great power to understand that actually you can turn this around. But this very specific part of the information, I'm going to emphasize it again. There is nothing in your day that is not affecting you emotionally. So when you go through your day to day, just you see, I don't know, the stairs, when you see any person you see, notice how that is creating a subtle emotion in you. And the sum up of all these tiny little emotions you have about the tree, about the car, about it is that emotion you cannot get rid of. So unnoticeably, you created negative, fear-based memories and thoughts systems about a lot of stuff. So what you want to do is the first thing, as I'm suggesting in this video, to actually notice that you are not really, we normally think that the process goes like you see something, let's say you see someone you don't like, you see that person you like, let's say someone you like, that's easier. You see someone you like, and the reality of it is that it's an awesome person. So then you feel how awesome that person is, and then you think about it. Oh, yeah, this person is super cool. I like this person, right? We think we are perceiving reality like that, but that's slaving you. What is actually happening is that your brain notices like a very, very tiny little bit like there is something in there. Your senses pick something about it, but you still, your brain haven't processed what it is and how to react to it. So there's this tiny little bit of information, and then your brain thinks, goes to memories and goes to your past and makes a whole image about that person. And then you sort of think about it. And after that, you feel about that thoughts, right? If you see that person and it brings up a bad memory, this is all happening in milliseconds. When you see that person and let's say that person, you had a good memory with that person. So it brings up that memory that is the thinking. And then you have an emotional reaction to your memory and association with that person in that moment you liked, or you maybe associate that person to fame and glory. For some reason, it just triggers in you that idea. And then, so you think and you feel, and then you see the person. And then you actually, your brain really constructs what you will swear is the thing you're seeing. But the truth is that you're not really seeing something neutral ever. You're always projecting yourself into everything around you. And this should give you, you have the courage to apply this specifically to things that doesn't make you feel good. You have the courage to apply this understanding, this sensitivity, which is could be called meditation, which is just like straight seeing and perceiving without filtering. You're gonna start noticing that actually life is always pretty awesome. That being alive on itself, it is actually fascinating. Your life is always fresh. This always calm unless you think otherwise, unless you think you're in a stressful situation, a fearful situation, a worrying situation, unless you think that, actually this moment is pretty okay. Not only okay, you start observing the dynamics of everything with this clean seeing every object in your day, you're going to start noticing that it's not just okay, it's awesome. I hope you get this. Please let me know if you don't get it. Let me know if you have any question. I'm here trying to help you. So write in the comments if you feel that you don't understand anything I say or it doesn't make sense. Or if you agree. I love when some people just jump in and take express the take on the topic and how that's true from their point of view. I love that. So thank you for connecting. Although those of you who write and let me know how this applies to your life. Because I hope you understand what we're discussing in this video. Every object you meet all day is creating an emotional reaction towards fear or towards love based on the activity in your brain, which is just memories. You could change that memories and suddenly feel good about the same object. So I hope this makes you feel free. Hope this makes you feel excited about actually finding out beyond your thoughts, beyond your filtering, what is actually there. Because what you will find is what is in your life right now is all that you want to be. And that is contentment. That can be done in any moment. But you need to work on it. You need to work on it, right? See your conditioning. Even when people do great meditations or feel enlightened, you still go through the life and you still have programmed reactions. So you still, all these enlightened people or these people who are awakened or whatever is the term people use, you still have to do the work in everyday life. You still have to notice your conditioning and to stay free from it, to really see reality as it is all the time, always. If you do that, you'll feel content always, no matter what. And that's all you want in life. You don't want things to change. You want things to change because you believe that things make you feel in this way or another. But if you become free through the process that I'm suggesting you in this video, you will notice that you're actually fine. You don't even care about things being so different. I mean, you may enjoy exploring this, learning this, doing that, traveling, but no matter whatever happens, you always feel this background of freshness and aliveness in your life. Let me know if this is the case. Let me know if this is helping you. I want to help you. So tell me, you understand this? Try it out. Pick objects through your day and just notice you're having reactions to them and drop that reaction. Let go of your conditioning and see the fresh, amazing reality that is in front of you. Always, all the time. Always, all the time.